Beginning with Ross Beeling.
It's been a humbling honor to run for this office. I'm a business person, not a politician. I wear that with a badge of honor. I'm a family man. I'm principled, as everyone on this podium is. And I love my country dearly. I look at my children and I see little ones. I think it hit me the most when I was a 9-year-old at school about 3 months ago for lunch. It was the last day of school, I asked them to come. And I saw all these little kids in there. And I realized that the people in office now just don't get it. It's not about them. It's never been about them. It's always going to be and should be about the people that send us and the generations to follow. That flag is everything our country stands for. We don't have it in the classrooms. We don't have God in the classrooms. We have forgotten what made us great as a people. It's not money. It's not things. It's in the heart. To be an American. People much better than me and anyone on this podium have died for this country. I would go to Congress because I want to pass this greatness on for generations to come. We owe that to people. We haven't done it. We've been lazy. We sit on our butts. We want the big TV. We want the free things here and there. The time to be Americans is now to step up. Carry that flag with honor. If people are in your way, run right over them. And that's what I intend to do.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next closing statement, Dan Finelli.
I'm going to tie my closing statement in with the last one about why I want to go to Washington and why I feel qualified to go. We need leadership in Washington, D.C., and my whole life, actually, I've been looked to for leadership. Way back as selected as the class president in high school, the president of the National Honor Society, the co-captain of the wrestling team, I was selected to go not only to the Naval Academy where I went and graduated, but to go to West Point and to the Air Force Academy. I was selected as a color set company commander. I was selected as a distinguished officer in the instructor in the training squadron that I have been in. I've had leadership behind me all along the way. I've also been a businessman. I've also been active in my church and believe we need to keep God in this country. I need to stand before you and tell you how important it is for us to take this seriously. I've looked at some of the people that we've sent up to Washington and they haven't done the job. And that's why I say I need to go up there. I need to clean up this mess. I will work day and night tirelessly for you to bring dignity back to this country, to use the economic principles that I learned as majoring at the Naval Academy. I understand national defense. I understand anti-terrorism, and I want to bring honor and integrity up there and jobs back to the United States of America, and I'll work for you.
Thank you. Kurt Kelly, you're next up. Closing statement, 90 seconds.
I've been honored to be here with you tonight, and I must tell you that I have grown to love each one of these members here tonight because they have put their lives on the line. My wife and I made this decision about 10 months ago as we began to prayerfully pray about this. Many people came to us. And we were broken about this. We understood what it would mean to us. I would walk away from the State House seat that I do love and serve with passion. You know, John Adams believed that the service, public service, was the divine science. That it was an incredible, laudable thing to want to serve the public. To be a person that could go in and to defend the very values that they hold for. And that's what I've done starting on the school board. I was appointed by Jeb Bush. And then that's how I started my public life. And then I went to the State House for 3 years, staunchly defending our conservative values, trying to be a moral compass even there in Tallahassee. And now I'm running for Congress for this purpose. But I believe that our finer days are ahead. I believe, like Ronald Reagan, we are a shining city on the hill. He got that from our Puritan fathers. I'm running because we have a loudmouth bully that thinks he owns this area, and I'm going to take him on, and I can beat him, but I will need your help. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Kurt Kelly. Closing statement now from Todd Wall.
We all know we live in the greatest nation in the world, and it's a real blessing and a privilege. And Reagan said freedom isn't free. It's always, extinction's one generation away. It's got to be fought for and protected. And When I watched the Republican Congress abandon all these great founding fathers' values, our Christian values, the limited federal government values, when I watched the debt go from $5 to $9 trillion, no energy policy, wouldn't do anything about illegal immigration, the writing was on the wall what was going to happen to this nation. Nanette and I, my wife, have 2 beautiful little children. It's very personal to us, and it was time to rise up and fight. And I'm a person, I don't fight and then complain about things and then offer no solutions. That's why we do a book. We did the book, The Conservative Comeback. That's why I was on a radio show, our great 540 WFLA station. I did a radio show, The Conservative Comeback. We had pro-life groups, pro-Second Amendment leaders, Young Americans Foundation. And we got to the work of fighting for solutions. I've been doing that ever since. And that's why when Michelle Bachmann called everybody and said, come on, conservatives, come to D.C. and fight with me against Obamacare, we went up. I showed up. A lot of people up here didn't. When Arizona was under siege and under attack and they were doing boycotts against the state because they were finally standing up for our rights as citizens and trying to defend themselves, I showed up for the fight. The one thing everybody in this room knows is I show up to fight. If the Republicans are in error, I'm not going to sit back and watch. We fight for truth. We fight for what's good. I'll always show up, and I'll always show up with conservative solutions. I've got Alan Grayson beat. He's on the ropes. He's not reacting very well to that Zogby poll. I'm about to send him home. And the public impeachment is taking place November 2nd. And I hope you join our team and be a part of it. Thanks a lot for your time tonight.
Thank you, John Long. Next closing statement, Bruce O'Donoghue.
An amazing night when you look out here. You see the spirit of America, of each one of us taking time to concentrate on the future of our nation. And that's exactly why I got into this race. America's at risk, and everyone in my family is at risk, and everyone in your family is at risk. My parents in their 80s, I'm in my 50s, I've got 2 teenage daughters who will be strapped forever if we don't get this right. This is the most critical election, certainly in my lifetime, and maybe in over 100 years for this nation, and maybe the most significant election in the history of our nation forever. If we don't get this right, now I have gone and fought as it relates to leadership in this community. I've been chairman of the National Federation of Independent Business, fought for business, for association healthcare plans. I fought for the end of the death tax. We fought the Clinton administration against OSHA regulations. I've been on the Family Policy Council board from its founding. I've served the Judicial Nominating Commission. I'm not a rookie to the issues. I'm on the Florida Education Foundation. But it's time to get somebody to Washington who has no nonsense attitude about taking care of the spending, the taxes, and everything else. We came with a wonderful plan. I want you to look at it and know that Bruce O'Donoghue is the guy that takes the fight to Washington, rolls the sleeves up, and gets the job done. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce O'Donoghue. Now we'll hear from Patricia Sullivan and her closing statement.
I am nobody, and I am everybody. And I don't believe there is a mother here tonight that would think it wise for someone to underestimate that mother being able to get any job done. And the job ahead of us first is to defeat Grayson. That I have no doubt. He can be crushed with grace. And we don't have to stoop to his level to get that job done. But I want to ask you a question. Is the Tea Party movement going to be relevant? If it is, then we need to stand together. We need to vote together. And I can tell you, I have worked hard to earn your vote. We were the only ones to get on the ballot by petition, and that was hard. And we will bring dignity and honor and a citizen representative to Washington.
Thank you, Patricia Sullivan. And our final closing statement from Daniel Webster.
Well, thank you very much for coming. And I would like to share with you a few people that are supporting me. First of all, my most important endorsement is from my wife, Sandy Webster, and she's here tonight. She's endorsed me. Let me tell you about my enemies. Molly Yard, the titular head of the NOW, was interviewed on Good Morning America. And they asked her, what's your agenda? Our agenda is to defeat key legislators in big states. She said, and our number one enemy is one person, Daniel Webster in Florida. That's my enemy. Let me tell you about my friends, people that you can respect. You don't have to listen to it from me. First of all, I'm endorsed by the National Rifle Association. I'm the only one here endorsed by them. Second of all, I'm endorsed by the American Conservative Union. Third of all, I'm endorsed by David Barton, head of wall builders. I'm also endorsed by Bobby Schindler, Terry Schiavo's brother. And you know why he endorsed me? It's the only person he's endorsed the entire country. He said, because you stood up for my sister when the state wanted to starve her to death. I'm endorsed by Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee is the person that stood up for the fair tax, the only presidential candidate that did. And I'm also endorsed by Jeb Bush, who said I'm the most principled person he's ever met, except for his own father. My thought is, vote for me because here are people you can trust. It's not my opinion, but yours. I would acknowledge that anything I've ever done in my life is only due to the investment that God and others has placed in it. Sent me to Congress. I want to help save America.
Thank you. Thanks to all of our candidates. Ross Bailey, Dan Finelli, Kurt Kelly, Todd Long, stand up. Bruce O'Donoghue, Patricia Sullivan, Daniel Webster. I don't care who you're voting for, you can be proud of every one of them. They're patriotic, they're passionate, and they bring an awful lot of good ideas to the table that we desperately need taken to Washington. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. If you're in a party mood, I've got this from Chef Steph down the road at Stefano's Italian Grill in Summerport Public Shopping Center. They'd like to invite everybody here tonight for good food and for drink specials. And if you show your red raffle ticket, you get a free appetizer.